Lilith was a goddess associated with the wind, causing illness and death among humans, especially among women and children. Her legend originated in ancient Mesopotamia among the Akkadians. Sumerians, Assyrians, and Babylonians also considered her one of their goddesses. Lilith is a figure present in various mythological and religious traditions, with her origin most commonly known in Judeo-Christian mythology. However, she also appears in various other cultures throughout history. In addition to the Judeo-Christian mythology version, Lilith is also mentioned in ancient texts from Mesopotamia and other cultures of the Middle East, where her figure was associated with female demons or night spirits that brought death and disease. In the cuneiform inscriptions of Sumeria and Babylon, she is mentioned as Lilitu or Lilu, often depicted as a winged creature, frequently associated with storms and nocturnal winds. In Jewish tradition, Lilith is often described as Adam's first wife. According to some narratives, she was created alongside Adam from clay, unlike Eve, who was made from Adam's rib. By refusing to submit to Adam and not accepting a submissive role in the relationship, Lilith is said to have been expelled from the Garden of Eden. Afterward, she became a demonic figure associated with nocturnal creatures and problematic motherhood. In Genesis, where the creation myth of humans and earth is present, two passages generated different interpretations in the early Middle Ages regarding the creation of one or two women by God. In Genesis 1 verse 27, it is written,
"So God created mankind in his own image, in the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, Be fruitful and increase in number."
In Genesis 2 verses 20 to 22, it is written,
"But for Adam no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man."
These two passages created a version, present in some Jewish and Christian groups from the early Middle Ages, that Lilith would be the primordial woman, created by God at the same instant that Adam was created, before Eve. Over the centuries, Lilith has been interpreted in various ways, seen as a symbol of feminine rebellion, of unbridled female sexuality, and also as a symbol of evil and temptation. Her history and significance vary according to the cultural and religious traditions that address her. Lilith is mentioned in various works and texts throughout history, both in religious traditions and in literary and cultural works. Here are some of the main sources in which she is mentioned. Alphabet of Ben-Sira. This is a Jewish text from the 8th or 9th century AD, which is an important source for the legend of Lilith as Adam's first wife. Talmud. Lilith is mentioned in some passages of the Talmud, a central collection of Jewish texts comprising the oral law, rabbinic commentaries, and stories. Medieval Jewish literature. Several texts and medieval Jewish legends refer to Lilith and her interactions with Adam and Eve. These include works such as the Zohar and the Haggadah. Kabbalistic literature. The Kabbalah, a Jewish mystical tradition, also includes references to Lilith in its scriptures and commentaries. Medieval European literature. Lilith also appears in some works of medieval European literature, often as a demonic figure associated with storms and diseases. Folklore and popular traditions. The myth of Lilith has also been transmitted through popular stories, songs, and orally transmitted legends over the centuries in various cultures. In addition to these sources, Lilith is also mentioned in various modern works of fiction, poetry, art, and music, where her figure is reinterpreted and reimagined in various ways. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. Leave your like on this intriguing story about Lilith. Lilith began to be worshipped among the ancient Akkadians, who lived in Mesopotamia in the 2nd millennium BCE. In Akkadian mythology, she was a demon goddess associated with the winds, causing harm to humans, such as diseases and death. It was generally said that she attacked women during childbirth or small children, and sometimes nursed them with her poisonous milk. For the Sumerians, who formed an empire in Lower Mesopotamia, Lilith lived in the world tree and was expelled by Inanna, the goddess of love, wandering the world. She usually occupied abandoned or ruined places. At this time, She was represented as a woman with two wings who also caused diseases and death. From the 5th century AD onwards, most of the sources found about Lilith were produced, primarily the so-called magic bowls, which began to be used by peoples from the Levant region and Mesopotamia. During this period, people believed that bowls, usually ceramic ones, with enchantments and spells recorded on them, would ward off demons and other beings that harmed humans. In various magic bowls from the period, Lilith's name was present. These bowls were usually buried beneath the entrance door of the residence, with their mouths facing downwards. Their function was to prevent demons from entering the house. In some places, magic bowls were buried, one in each corner of the house. Between the 5th and 8th centuries, Lilith was a common figure in this type of artifact. Did you already know the stories about Lilith? Leave your comments below. Until the next video,